Morning Geeks! Time to grab your coffee, time to grab your chair, time to grab your little kitten saying. Or one of the two. So, welcome to the show. I hope you've got your cat sitting on your shoulder, sitting on your lap, sitting on your whatever. Maybe they don't sit on your lap. Maybe they just kind of go over and sit up and they look at you like it's like, are you going to feed me? 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 Why don't you feed me? I want some water too. Anyway, Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, as you see right there. Think Magazine, put in a geek, and you're geeking out just like me here in this show. Welcome to show number 27. It is Stardate 306119.36. Happy Independence Day to Latvia and Morocco. Happy National Day for Omen. Not the Omen, but Omen. Anyway, happy birthday to Stephen Moffat. Yes, Doctor Who creator, or not creator, but he's creating the newest Doctor Who's. Happy birthday to Stephen Moffat. Happy birthday to Kevin Nealon and to Damon Wayans Jr. It's been a great week here over at Morning Geeks. I hope you're having a geeky week here, and we've got a lot of great stuff, including our main subject. We're going to be talking about geek gift suggestions for those holiday buys. You know, Black Friday is coming around the corner, and you got to figure out, well, what am I gonna get my geek for the holidays? And there's a lot of cool geeky stuff, and I found some. I did some scouring, and I found some. I got all the links down in the show notes. You can even go look at them right now before I even talk about it live, because we're live on Facebook at facebook.com/Geekazine. We're live on YouTube at youtube.com/Geekazine. I'm live every single day, which is great. I've got my coffee, which you probably have seen already, me whacking around. And then, of course, I forgot to turn on the light. Let's turn on that light. All right, so that light is on. You probably don't notice the difference. That's okay. Hey, some new stuff here that came into the studio. First of all, I get these books, and it's interesting because I don't really review books, but this is actually a pretty cool book. It's called the Wildly Spectacular Sports Science 54 All-Star Experiments. And what it is, the book actually is on a very interesting type of paper. It must be some sort of recycled paper, but they give you experiments to answer the question: why does a ball do this? How to throw a perfect spiral? What a wiffle ball is about, a scientific tug of war, for example. What do you think when you hear the words tug of war, playground, summer camp, muddy clothes, rope burns? And you can run these tests by yourself or with friends. Like this one, they take a couple books. Let me zoom in again. They take a couple books here, and they have some paper clips and some string, and then they use the force of your two hands to try and separate it to show how tug of war happens. So fun little science things like that. We've got the sports science. I'll have the link in the show notes for that book. Also, our friends over at Mission, that's the name of the company, Mission, have sent me some winter gear. I got some hats, I got some gloves, I got some thermal underwear. Yeah, I do. And this is all. And even though I haven't been able to test it out, it's been warm. We're going to be taking some of this stuff to London with us, and to keep warm. And of course, the winter months are coming. I promise you. In fact, I have a feeling it's going to all start today. We've had yesterday we had record temperatures. Even this morning, we're sitting somewhere in the 60s. In Madison, Wisconsin. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, but the winter is coming. Winter is coming. Yes, I just did a Game of Thrones reference. But I got some new products coming too. Like my new snowblower is supposed to be coming today. I actually purchased a corded snowblower. So usually I shovel. I don't mind shoveling because it kind of gives me some peace. It's very quiet when you shovel. And I'll probably shovel, the small snow I'll shovel. But the bigger snow, I definitely need to get some help on. So I bought a snowblower, pretty cheap. I bought $150, and I got a really nice snowblower coming in the mail today. I've also got a new camera coming in the mail because of London. And yes, we're going to bloody old London. And once again, last year I went to London. This year, going for a conference. I might be able to go to 2 conferences, which is pretty cool. But it's got so basically. We're getting next week. I'm going to get ready for that. Jennifer's going to get ready for that. We're going to have the holiday, the Thanksgiving holiday, and then we're just going to gear up to get ready. And then we're going to head on a plane, and we're going to be gone for a little while as we experience London once again. Great place. Can't wait for that to happen. So lots of cool stuff in London. So therefore, no show next week. Actually, not until December, was it 19th, when the week that Rogue One comes out. That's when our next show is, and that's what's going to be happening in the schedule. We will have that show, and then we'll probably do a show at the beginning of the year. I'm going to go to CES, Consumer Electronics Show. I do that every single year, and this is a great way to get a lot of interviews, to get a lot of information about what's going on in the world. What's going to happen in the next year in consumer electronics. I'll probably see a lot of cool stuff. We'll talk about that in a few minutes here. But the key is that I'm going to be going, and of course, I'm always looking for help, and that's where it's important to be part of the Scony Geek Nation. And we'll talk about that in a second. First of all, you can find everything over at Geekazine. Why don't I hit the present button? That might help. Give that a second. There we go. Where I've talked about a lot of cool stuff over at Geekazine.com. We've got the HP Elite X2, which I did a full review this week. I also reviewed, what else did I review? I reviewed something else, and I can't remember. Oh, yeah, the Arlo by Netgear. That was a pretty cool. It's still really cool. I use it for my home security. And I've got some other home security stuff, of course, I'm going to be testing in the next couple weeks here. And then, of course, if you go over to youtube.com/Geekazine, you can find out how I do this show. In fact, I did a special type of show, like the Daily Show does, or Stephen Colbert, where they have the side graph, something similar to this, where you see this here, and it goes through like a slideshow, like somebody would go through a presentation. And I show you how to do that. And that's only on youtube.com/Geekazine, and go from there. Well, we've got a pretty high percentage here. This is interesting. I want to see something here before we get going. Yes, okay, there we go. Once again, you can go over to Geekazine.com or Facebook.com/Geekazine or youtube.com/Geekazine. If you want to be part of the CES action, let me know. Because and that's basically, you could do that by becoming part of the Scony Geek Nation. What is that? That is my Patreon page, and you become a part, a Scony. A Scony is a Wisconsinite, our friend of Wisconsin. Become a Scony and get the Geek Nation. We got a couple people there that are part of the Scony Geek Nation. You can do that not only by contributing $1 a month, that's $12 a year from all these shows that I do, or by just helping me out, hitting me up and say, hey, do you need help with the show? Let me help write some show notes, or let me help find you some content every week for Morning Geeks. You can do that, and of course, if you want to contribute monetarily, that's okay. Patreon.com/Geekazine, and go from there. And I thank you very much. Today we're going to be talking about geek gift suggestions for holiday buys. I've got some cool stuff really queued up. Really, you're going to have to watch. Of course, if you go down to the show notes, you'll see all the stuff and the links. You can go right there and just buy it. But, Black Friday is coming up. These aren't really Black Friday deals. They might show up as Black Friday deals somewhere, but these are just geeky gifts that you want to get right away because they could sell out because they're so geeky, and you know how that goes. So get them now so you don't have to worry about it later, and go from there. So, all right, with all that said and done, and yeah, let's get into your show, because that is why you're here, to watch the show. Let me just get that queued up and go. Yeah, and let's do that. Yeah. I think that's the word for today. This isn't really a surprise, but as Carrie Fisher notes in her memoirs or whatever, her and Harrison Ford actually had a torrid love affair on location in London in 1976. She was 19. He was 33 and married. Fisher's book, The Princess Diarist, comes out on November 22nd. Talks all about this, and really, you kind of knew because they always had that thing. No word is she and Mark Hamill had a torrid love affair. Of course, they're brother and sister, and that would be ew. And they didn't know it at the time, so you never know. But I highly doubt it. But interesting stuff, and of course her book. You should check that out. Coming up very soon. Excuse me. Told you my sinuses are going crazy, so I apologize for that. Anyway, let's move on. The new Mythbusters spin-off cast is ready, and the show is ready to go underway. Set for January 7th on the Science Channel. 10 hopefuls will become the next Adam and Jamie. That is, without their mustache or possibly high-strung personality. Now, if you were upset that Tori, Grant, and Kari didn't get their chance to be on this show, don't worry. Their new White Rabbit project debuts on Netflix on December 9th. You can expect it to be something similar to maybe a lot of science and maybe a lot of, explosions, because, Tori loves it when things explode. In fact, he tried his own podcast about things going boom. If I don't remember the name of the show, but that was his thing, and so you'll see a lot of explosions there and a lot of fun. And so if you miss those guys in Mythbusters, the White Rabbit project coming to Netflix, so you'll be able to binge watch the whole thing. How cool is that? I know Jennifer's gonna be like, oh, and go from there, and of course the cat's gonna go like, and he's gonna be happy. So anyway, let's move on from there. This is not your parents' Justice League. What? It's called Justice League Dark, and they released a new trailer for this R-rated movie. This is an animated movie. This is not the actual feature-length movie that they're going to be doing in the next couple of years. We talked about that last week. I'm guessing the R rating is more for violence than language or nudity. No, Wonder Woman's not gonna get naked. Nobody else is gonna get naked. Don't think of it that way. It's probably just gonna be all violence that they're definitely doing it for R. So if you're gonna have your kids watch it, you might want to screen it beforehand. And I know they're like, Daddy, I really want to watch the Dark Justice League. No, kid, that show's for adults. It's not for kids. Oh, darn. So hopefully we'll see what happens. But of course, it's up to you. You are the parent. I'm not your parent. I don't want to be your parent. Anyway, did you hear about the Zelda Real Escape? The Legend of Zelda Real Escape, like the escape rooms. Nintendo has partnered with a company called Scrap. I don't know what the acronym actually stands for, but SCRAP. They create escape rooms, and they're creating a real escape room game, which is going to go across the United States. In what they're calling the Defenders of the Triforce. It'll work like most escape rooms do. There are where you go with a group and you sit at a table and then you get these clues and then you try and figure out what's going on. It's going to be all around the United States as a part of this. Right now, you can get tickets for San Francisco, Phoenix, LA, and San Diego, with a lot more cities coming soon. Chicago is going to be my closest city, so we'll see if I'll be able to get into that, into doing that, because I'd really like to see how that works and go from there. All right, let's move on. Let's get into your comic book of the week. It's Thanos #1. It was released this week on the Marvel Now Network, so you can get it now. I got the link in the show notes. It's written by Jeff Lemire. The new series is more of an ensemble comic rather than a solo character, just Thanos. He's joined by Corvus Glaive, brother Star Fox, and son Thane. Of course, this is a very gray area type comic, which means that, 1 week Thanos might be the good guy, 1 week Thanos might be the bad guy, and that'll go on as the comic progresses. So I love gray area comics like that because not everybody's a superhero. In fact, I was thinking about it. It's like, okay, the Cubs won the World Series this year, but and they're the good guys, and well, it depends on where you live, but they're the good guys right now. So if they went next year, they could become the bad guys just as easy. So just think about that. It's good guy, bad. It's all gray area. No matter. I could be a good guy right now, and next week I could say something and become a bad guy. You know, I do have the goatee, so I'm probably bad guy mode right now. I don't know. Anyway, let's you think about that. We'll move on from there. It's not $1,500 a pair of Google glasses, but the Snapchat spectacles will let you record what you're seeing. Think of it this way. It's also the price of a low-end GoPro and gives you a better first-person view when you're doing the recording. It's probably not going to be highest quality that a GoPro could do, because GoPro is now doing 4K at, I think, 60 frames a second with their new Hero 5. But it's pretty interesting. The cameras are right on the sides there, and yeah, it looks very, I don't know. I think it looks a little retro, the spectacles. So I'll probably see them at CES. And I don't know if I'm gonna buy a pair, but for $150, you know, it's more affordable to buy. And there wasn't no secret Google Glass Club, so and you know, I still have my Google Glass back here. You know, let me put them on really quick, even though I can't see a thing now. All right, da-da. That's it's so retro. Anyway, let's move on. But let's put that back there. You go. There you go. Stay. Anyway, so that's what the new Snapchat spectacles are about. They're 2 video cameras that are recording to give you a better first-person view. So I've seen a lot of good reviews about them. I can't wait to see them myself. Like I said, I probably will not get them, and I probably until I check them out at CES, and maybe I'll get a pair there. I don't really use Snapchat as much anymore, simply because of the fact that Instagram Stories does exactly what I need it to, and you know, it's just trying to find time to do all these social networks. It's tough. I get on Snapchat every now and then, and I look in and see what the filters are, and maybe I'll reincorporate it back into my work, especially with CES coming up. But we'll see what happens. So, all right, let's move on. Let's get into your video game of the week. And the video game of the week is Final Fantasy 15. It comes out November 29th for PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, it doesn't come out this week. It comes out on the 29th. But, you know, the thing is, we're not going to be around. Or we're taking a couple weeks off, so thought I'd go a couple weeks in the future. You'll also see that in new this week. Prince Noctis of Lucis and Lady Lufria of the Imperial Province of Tenebrae are to be wed as an agreement to an armistice between Lucis and Niflheim. This turned out to be a type of Trojan horse as Niflheim I don't. This isn't one of the games I really play, so these are really weird names to me. So, but anyway, this turned out to be a type of Trojan horse. The prince has to then journey to retrieve a crystal to defeat their troops and restore justice back there. So, Final Fantasy 15, it's available on November 29th. There were some delays, which brought it to this point, but the game is ready to go. So, and of course, Xbox One, PS4. We've got the link in the show notes, and of course, that keeps the lights on for this show. So please do that and go from there. All right, let's move on. Disney is geeked out in the best way. They took 300 drones and created a new light show in Orlando, Florida. Each drone has 4 LED lights which move around like a marching band, creating shapes and visions. The show is a collaboration with Disney and Intel and launches their Starbright holidays with its extravaganza. It's not the first time this was done. They took 500 drones and lit up the air in Sydney, Australia earlier this year. And it's really cool because if you think about it, drones could actually be built for pennies. And as long as the weather is right, they can actually enhance or even completely replace a fireworks show. So you might be seeing your future 4th of July shows with a bunch of drones in the air just creating shapes with different LED colors, and they might have like little fun little things, little pops and stuff like that. So you get the oohs and the ahs. And of course, you put it with a fireworks show at the right spots, then it's really going to enhance the show. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this and go from there. But of course, drone shows are all about weather. If it's too windy, until they really get the stabilization on them perfect, they might have some problems doing some shows. But think about all the cool designs that they could do, and I like that there. So finally, I'm going to leave you with this. Before we continue on to the main segment here, Margot Robbie eating an ice cream cone. I give that to you right there. What a fantastic weekend we're going to have all on New to This Week. The next installment of J.K. Rowling's hits theaters this weekend, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, takes us on a magical journey and dips into our pocketbooks for it. In the first in a series, this version is set in New York City. New York City! As Newt Scamander loses a few beasts in his suitcase and has to retrieve them. Of course, if you're planning to go, get your tickets now. I'm guessing they're going to be selling out at peak times this whole weekend. Moana hits theaters this Wednesday for the Thanksgiving weekend. The Disney film is about a 16-year-old daughter of a chief who sets on a journey to find the legendary demigod Maui to help save her people. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays Maui, so I'm guessing the movie is more about how they get back to the island. Lots of movie releases in the coming weeks, including Kubo and the Two Strings, a movie about Kubo trying to find his father's armor to save him from the cursed spirits that haunt the family. The movie hits shelves on November 22nd. The remake of Disney classic Pete's Dragon hits shelves on November 29th. Cheer on Pete as he tries to save Elliot the Dragon in a forest in the Pacific Northwest. Also on November 29th is the BFG is released, BFG meaning Big Friendly Giant. Both of these movies should make for a great weekend of movie watching. For the Love of Spock is the documentary of Leonard Nimoy and the fascination of the Star Trek character. From his son Adam Nimoy, the documentary highlights the life of the actor and the character he was born to play. You can get the digital version now and the DVD on December 6th. Finally, the summer movie Suicide Squad hits shelves on December 13th. The summer DC movie was about a group of deplorables. Wait, can I use that or is that too soon? They have to save Gotham Black Ops style. And that's new to this week. All right, I gotta stop watching. Oh, there we go. Okay. Gotta stop watching other people. Of course, I'd like to thank everybody that's on the site, checking it out for the first time, for the second time, for the third time. So let's just get rid of that there. Okay. Thanks to Amalul Azim, I think I pronounced that right, for being in the chat. He said hi. And of course, a couple of people that did have shared the show. So thank you very much for sharing the show. Let's move on. Let's get back into the show here. And first of all, I want to thank you guys. First of all, let's talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. I want to wish you guys a very happy Thanksgiving. From me at Jeffrey Powers, of course, Geekazine, to you out there in Morning Geeks, to you guys. You guys are great. You know, in the last year, a lot of things have happened to me. Of course, the biggest thing being this Bell's palsy problem, which is going to disappear. And I'm going to get full functionality out of my face, hopefully in the next month or two. But we'll see what happens. It could take up to 2 years for this to happen. But I keep going because, you know, this is what I love to do. And I love creating content. And I love the fact that you guys have come back and been a part of this show, because it's very important to me to find out what you want so I can tailor the show towards you. So I always ask for help, but you know, in all reality, if you want to help more, please let me know. Please contact me at Geekazine. If you see me out at CES, if you see me out in your city for some show, if you're in London and you watch the show, let me know and we can grab a cup of coffee or something like that. I'd appreciate finding out who you guys are and what you guys enjoy and what I can do for you in the coming months and years, for that matter. So, but of course, we reflect on Day of Thanks. So lots of things I can be thankful for. Like I said, being able to continue putting out this show for you guys. being able to move forward with Geekazine and being able to just be happy and healthy and alive. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. It's great to be able to do this for you. And yeah, go from there. So anyway, before I start crying, because this eye's just been watering like crazy. I've been wiping, because I can't really close it all the way. So it's been watering pretty crazy this morning because of my allergies. But before we go, I'm gonna help you guys with your holiday shopping. If you've got geeks out there, these are products that will help you in taking care of that stuff. So get that stuff out of the way so you can kind of enjoy the next 30 days. You don't have to worry about going out to the mall and going out to the, checking out this and that and the other thing. Just get your gifts now and be done with it so you can have a happy thanks holiday season. So, and all of these are online. Once again, I have all the links down here. You can get them right now if you wanted to. You can wait for Black Friday deals, but these are not Black Friday deals. These are just geeky gifts. They might show up as Black Friday deals, but don't expect it because they might also sell out because they're pretty geeky. Like this first one. If you love Clue, if you love Star Wars, then you're going to love this. This is Star Wars Clue. Whoa, what? It was Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon with the lightsaber. Yeah, you can be one of a few characters and turn around and just like the Clue game. You can get the regular Clue game, but Star Wars Clue, and I'm guessing they're going to have other types of Clue too, Marvel Clue maybe, Star Trek Clue, I don't know, anything. Get a Clue there and you're good to go. So Star Wars Clue, of course, once again, link in the show notes, and you can get that. I love 3D printers. I really wish I had a 3D printer, but I don't because, a lot of different reasons why I don't do too much 3D printing. I know my friend at Obsessively Geek, which you're seeing right here, he's actually a Patreon. So he does a lot of 3D printing stuff. You should check him out. And maybe he'll get this. I don't know, Marco, maybe. How about a 3D pancake printer? Yes, it's a griddle, and of course the battery is is being used instead of the 3D printing string, and it will go back and forth and create whatever patterns you do. Like this one has a NASA spaceman on there, and you can create a lot of cool stuff. Maybe some Walking Dead stuff, maybe some other stuff. There's these pancake artists that do this by hand. You don't need to do this by hand. You can do it by 3D printer. How cool is that? That is a very geeky gift, and you can get that now. For those book readers out there, something really geeky you can put, especially if you're like a Harry Potter fan, where it's like, I want to see books floating on shelves. That's where this one comes from. This company the books don't come with it, but there are these shelves that you attach to the wall, and you can put things like books on, and they hide really well, so it looks like these books are just floating in the midair. It's a really cool idea, and they probably get a lot of sales off of that. But if you're looking for something new to do for your living room or kids' room or something like that, you can check this company out right there. And of course, we want to get into the Internet of Things. We want to be able to automate. It's like, Star Trek, where you walk through a door and the doors just slide open, slide close, and stuff like that. But, we're not at that point. But we can get into voice activation. That's where the Amazon Echo Dot comes in. We have the Amazon Echo. We have and of course, this is the Dot, where you can just basically say, "Hey, Amazon, turn on some lights." Well, of course, if you have some of the automated stuff. If you got your thermostat on Wi-Fi, you can say, "Hey, turn down the thermostat." If you got you can do some remote control stuff if you got everything set up properly. Really cool stuff. It's the Amazon Echo Dot. And it's priced right for the holidays, and you can get that now. And I bet you that's going to be a Black Friday deal easily because Amazon wants to get you into their system. For all you running geeks or just people that want to go to raves or maybe just want to light up the night or something like that, check this out. Shoelaces LED shoelaces, so you can kind of see what you're doing, see where you're going, and light up the area around your feet. So if something's, put them on your slippers. In the middle of the night, and we do this now. I do this nowadays, where I'll take my phone and I'll use it as a flashlight, and because like I'll turn it on and then I'll just go like this and kind of light my way as I go, so I don't have wake up anybody turning on lights or anything like that. So this would be a cool thing for that. You can then turn around and run, do some running, and people can see you and you can see people. We just had an accident the other day where somebody crossed the street, not at the intersection, and they were wearing dark clothing and they got hit. And don't do that. Get yourself lit up, and this is a great way to do this, a geeky way to do this. Of course, the next thing I'm going to talk about, I got right here. It's the Kodo drone. And of course, any little mini drone is a great holiday gift for anybody. This one has a camera on it, so you can take shots in the air. I'm going to be doing a full review on this very shortly. It's in my queue, but it's a great little product right there called the Kodo. And once again, the link's in the show notes. You can get that there. If you've got Big Bang Theory geeks, I know me and Jennifer, we love Big Bang Theory, so we always wait for the new episodes to come out and watch them, like last night. And so if you want to get some of the shirts that Sheldon wears, I've got a link straight to all the T-shirts. Now, if you really want to be a geek's best friend, get all of the T-shirts. And there is a list of all the Sheldon T-shirts that you can get. Everything from the Flash to Green Lantern, Aquaman. I know they did one, the 73 one, the Rubik's Cube, the question mark. So there's a whole list out there, and you can get that. Here's where you get all the shirts, and go from there. So you could get one, or you could get them all, and be, like I said, be somebody's geekiest friend in the world. So another thing that is great for adults, not for kid geeks, but adult geeks, is adult coloring books. And there's some really cool stuff, like the just coloring book designs, Amazon's adult coloring books page. Calm the Bleep Down, an investment adult coloring book. So, and then of course there's also like Marvel adult coloring books. I think Star Wars adult coloring books and different ones. But I got a link to the whole page so you can scroll through the ones that you think would work best for your geek, because your geek might be a little bit different than most other geeks. If your geek likes dresses, then how about this one? It's the Marvel Deadpool Tacos and Roses skirt. And it's this is for kids. This one's for kids, but I know that there's a couple other ones there, and there's probably an adult one there somewhere. So you can get that, and you can have little Deadpools and tacos. Who doesn't want Deadpools and tacos? I wish they made a shirt out of this. Maybe they did. I just haven't seen it yet. But that's pretty cool. Deadpools and tacos. Last one's really not, all of these are affiliate codes, but this last one's not an affiliate code. It's actually pretty cool. It is the monthly Loot Crate monthly here. And wait a minute, what does that say on the bottom? If you love Morning Geeks, send Jeff a Loot Crate. How did that get on there? That's crazy. What? Huh? That's crazy. Anyway, Loot Crate, I've heard a lot about it. I haven't done one myself, but it would be really cool to actually get one. And of course, if you hit this button right here, you can earn the one that says earn $5. You can earn $5, so you can get your Loot Crate for a discount. And you want to buy me a Loot Crate, that would be great. The address is found at geekazine.com/about. I have my address for any type of reviews. You can send it there. So feel free to send me a Loot Crate. You might want to, you might message me and say, hey, I sent you a Loot Crate. So if I might get 2 or 3 Loot Crates. Highly doubt it. I don't think I'll even get 1 Loot Crate. But if I get a Loot Crate, that's great. So if you want to Loot Crate me, that would be awesome. But it's a great way to give gifts to geeks out there. Get it in the mail, and they got some cool stuff. And you can choose your Loot Crate, including the monthly mystery Geeks and Gamers and stuff like that. How cool would it be to have Doctor Strange in the background here? So anyway, that's some of the cool geeky gifts that you can get. Let's do this graphic again. Geek gifts suggestions for your holiday buys. And, of course, that's over on Morning Geeks. All right, well, that does it for the end of the show. I want to let you guys know, once again, you can follow me over on Facebook.com/Geekazine. Follow me over on YouTube.com/Geekazine. Geekazine.com, MorningGeeks.com goes to Geekazine, so you can do that either way. But lots of great ways to connect with me. Twitter me on Geekazine. Just contact me and say, hey, how's it going? Be a part of the Patreon over at patreon.com/Geekazine. And help me put out shows for 2017. Schedule coming up. Once again, I'm going to London next week, so jolly-o, we're not going to have a show, but you guys have a great Thanksgiving and beginning to your holiday season. I know, we'll probably miss the beginning of Hanukkah. We'll probably miss the beginning of Kwanzaa. Next show is going to be December 19th. I might do it a day early to get you in preparation for Rogue One. No spoilers, don't worry about that. But we'll get you some geek stuff, so when you're standing in line waiting for the movie to go, you can download this on audio, download this on video, and go from there and be well informed on your geekiness. And yeah. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks. And you guys have a great holiday season. We'll see you back here on December 18th or 19th. I'll let you know. Just follow Facebook.com/Geekazine. Because now I have a scheduling feature on Facebook. So I can schedule these videos. And so you know when the next one's coming up. So geek out. Take care.